we are, we're in our final week of campaigns and event planning. Last week, you looked at corporate social responsibility, which is a theme that's been running through the entire course, and you're going to be able to apply this to your final project, which is due at the end of this week, right? So make sure you're paying lots of attention to the description in the portfolio project here, and keep in mind that, whether you're planning a concert or a conference or a trade show or some kind of retreat or even an extended communication campaign, it's really all about social change. And so, pull those concepts from the different readings on corporate social responsibility and apply those to your campaign, all right? Also, this week you have a discussion on edutainment, okay? And this mostly applies to media campaigns, but I wanted to give you, a couple of examples of that. When I was a kid, we had this series of videos that would play on local television stations. Actually, they were networks, television stations, and this is kind of an older style mass media example. I'll play this for a second just to give you an example of this. This was one called "I'm Just a Bill." This is a series called Schoolhouse Rock, which you may have heard of. I'm not sure if they still play these anymore, but when I was a kid, they were on every morning, or especially on Saturday mornings. I'll play this one a little bit, just to give you an idea. This one was about teaching students about the government, the U.S. government, and how laws are made.
Just a bill.
You sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, you get the idea. I would encourage you to look at that example. It's a good one. Again, that's an example of a kind of traditional media campaign, and it's hard to measure the effectiveness of these kind of campaigns and whether kids in the 70s when these were playing actually learned something about government. But it was a very prominent campaign and a good example. There are all kinds of examples these days. The articles go into things like soap operas, telenovelas. If you do a search for educational mobile games, those are very prominent now. You can see some examples of these. One example of a good educational game that's also very entertaining is one called Kerbal Space Program. My son is addicted to this game often, but it's amazing how much it teaches about like astrophysics and physics concepts and things like that. But there's all kinds of examples like theme parks, zoos, children's museums. These are all examples of edutainment formats that are available currently. Okay, so again, be creative with the discussion, and look for examples outside of the book for those types of edutainment activities. All right, so again, reach out to me if you're having any issues with getting your final project finished, and we can brainstorm ideas. All right, and you'll have a great week